We have released our new I'm Not Far Right t-shirts. There are two different variants which come in black and blue. You can find them at britishstand.com or check the link in the description. Let's get into today's video.
And hello everybody, welcome back to British Stand. It's the moment you have all been waiting for. Keir Starmer and Donald Trump in the same room together, taking questions from the media. We've seen a few instances, of course, when Trump arrived on Friday in Scotland, and we've seen, of course, with the European president yesterday, that he was confronted on things like illegal immigration and telling them to give their thoughts on it. And we've all been eager to wait and see what he would say in front of Keir Starmer if he was going to be asked the questions on migration. And we weren't let down. There is a segment, of course, where Trump is asked about illegal migration and the small boat crisis in front of Keir Starmer. Just watch his face. Then, more importantly, just as important, we've also got him being asked his opinion on the new Online Safety Act that is now imposed in the United Kingdom that is suppressing free speech. And as always, Keir Starmer is lying. Watch his face. And then there's an added bonus as well, as Donald Trump absolutely annihilates Sadiq Khan. It's all here for you today in this live stream, guys. It's going to be a good one, but as always, please do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button for more British content, and get involved in the live chat. We'll be taking your thoughts and reaction a little bit later on. But let's get straight into the video footage because it is absolutely golden. So the first clip that we're going to be watching is him asked about the migrant invasion within the United Kingdom, and of course, Keir Starmer starts mumbling. Let's have a watch of this one first.
Crisis, Mr. President. How would you deal with it? What's your advice on dealing with the small boats crisis in this country? The small boats crisis.
It's about the boats coming over the channel, so we're taking a lot of action to stop people coming over the channel who shouldn't be here. Stopping them coming in the first place.
Well, look, immigration is a big factor, and I think, frankly, if they're coming from other countries and you don't know who they are, and are they coming from prisons? We have them where they came in from prisons. We're moving them all out. We had a border last June, just recent, last month. We had 0 people come into the country, 0, other than coming through legal means. If you're stopping immigration and stopping the wrong people, I give my hats are off to you. You're doing not a good thing. You're doing a fantastic thing. So I know nothing about the boats. But if the boats are loaded up with bad people, and they usually are, because, other countries don't send their best. They send people that they don't want. And they're not stupid people. And they send the people that they don't want. And I've heard that you've taken a much stronger stance on them.
Yeah, we've done a lot of work stopping them coming. We just signed an agreement to return them, and we've returned 35,000, in fact, out of the first year of this Labour government, of people who shouldn't be in this country. So we're very pleased that we're getting on with returning people who've got no right to be here.
That's great. As somebody that loves this, I love this country. My mother was born in, as you know, born in Scotland, and it's an incredible place, a beautiful place.
He's lying. Why is Keir lying for? Why on earth is Keir Starmer lying? Why is he lying? Right, let's get to the first taste of free speech, where he's asked about free speech, and watch Keir Starmer squirm here.
The importance of free speech today.
Well, free speech is very important. I don't know if you're referring to any place in particular. Perhaps they are, but
we've had free speech for a very, very long time here, so we're very proud about that.
We've had free speech for a very long time here. Stop lying, Keir. Don't worry, that's not the moment. There's a little bit more with regard to it in which we're going to get to momentarily. So yeah, we've got a few more bits and pieces coming your way. And in fact, let's get to that one strategy. Let's get to Sadiq Khan first, because that's absolutely hilarious. Where's the Sadiq Khan clip? I love the beef. For those of you that don't know, they obviously had beef. They had a back and forth a while back, a few years ago. And of course, Sadiq Khan has done his thing, saying that there should be protests and crying when Donald Trump was elected as president. But here is Donald Trump saying that Sadiq Khan is a nasty person. Oh, sorry, no, it's not.
President, you have a successful social media site. There are new powers.
Sorry.
Will you visit London during the state visit? Or are you
I
worried?
will. I'm not a fan of your mayor.
Why not?
I think he's done a terrible job, the mayor of London. But a nasty person.
Are you worried it's not?
I think
He's a friend of mine.
no, I think he's done a terrible
brilliant.
job. But I would certainly.
Brilliant. Oh, that's amazing. That was. I think he's done a terrible job. I think he's done a terrible job. That's fantastic. I love to see that. Keir Starmer say, "Oh, he's my friend. He's my friend." Anyway, let's get on to what has been a lot of the discussion over over the weekend. Of course, the new Online Safety Act, which gives the government essentially power to shut down apps that they're not happy with, and of course. Donald Trump, in fact, actually does own a social media app, that being Truth Social, and he was asked this. Have a watch and about censoring him.
Mr. President, you have a successful social media site. There are new powers here to censor your site, state-mandated powers.
To censor my site?
To censor your site and Twitter
Truth?
and Facebook.
Truth?
I mean Truth. Is that okay?
Well, I don't think he's going to censor my site because I say only good things. Will you please uncensor my site?
Yeah, we're not censoring anyone. We've got some measures which are there to protect children, in particular from sites like suicide sites. We've had too many cases in the United Kingdom of young children taking their own lives, and when you look through their social media, they've been accessing sites which talk about suicide and encouraging, if you like, children down that road, and that is what we want to stop. There's nothing about censoring free speech.
But that treats all adults like children.
This country is the proud.
But that can treat all adults like
children. Free speech in this country has been for a very long time. We're very, very proud of it. We will protect it forever. But at the same time, I personally feel very strongly that we should protect our young teenagers, and that's what it usually is, from things like suicide sites. I don't see that as a free speech issue. I see that as a child protection issue.
We actually passed a bill in Congress, headed up by my wife, actually, which was to pull bad stuff out having to do with children, because it is a problem. But I cannot imagine him censoring Truth Social. This is more of a very political, and it's been a very big success.
It's not going to happen.
And I only say good things about him and his country, so if they censor me, you're making a mistake. I'm going to give my ambassador the job, make sure it's not censored. I had not heard that.
So there you go. There's Keir Starmer lying, absolutely lying. Why is he just talking about the situation with regard to offing yourself? That wasn't what was in the mandate. Of course, it was talking about pornographic content, but also, he didn't listen and answer the reporter's question about treating adults like children, and that there's more in the legislation. There should be more that comes from this. It's important that he only answers the questions that he wants to. But I mean, that is crazy. It's utterly bonkers. But at least we're starting to see a bit of a trend here. The questions that are being asked to Donald Trump or in front of Donald Trump have regard to the suppression of free speech and, of course, the small boat crisis and illegal invasion of our country. So it's interesting to see if he is wise to it. Donald Trump, he knows what's going on. He doesn't seem overly clued up with regard to the ongoings and what's happening in this country. But Keir Starmer, certainly just squirming when asked these questions. Just look at his face. Now, I'm no expert in telling if someone can lie, but just look at his mannerisms in his face. I mean, we've seen him for a year now talk in interviews and tell lies. You can just see, you can tell a mannerism when someone lies. They do it too often. They say it quite a lot. You see in their voice, the way that they act, the way that the body posture is, maybe something flinches in their face. You can tell. You can tell what he's all about. And like the same time in the White House with J.D. Vance, he tries and gaslights and shares a different version of a story of events and what's going on in this country. It's absolutely scandalous, because I urge any of you, and to be fair, because Trump's name's in this stream, it may attract some American viewers, but I urge you guys to have a look at the Online Safety Act and bypass all the legal jargon and what it could really do. They have the power to remove social media apps. They have the power to assess what is harmful content. It's not just protecting children. That's the whole thing. That's the whole ordeal. If it was just about protecting children from suicide or from porn, of course, 1000%, most people would get behind that. But it's not. That's what it's all about. It's just a guise, and that's what's frustrating the British public. But guys, let's get into the live chat and see your reaction from this. But something fantastic. My favourite bit was in regard to Sadiq Khan. He is a nasty person, and he absolutely is. At least the leader of the free world can see through him, because he is a nasty person. He's a horrible, horrible person, that being Sadiq Khan. So, yeah. I love that. I love that he pulled no punches and went in on him. It was amazing. Absolutely fantastic. Benjamin Outdoor says, Starmer cross-legged, open-legged, cross-legged. He was chatting himself. Prayer reporter wouldn't call him out. Yeah, you can tell. He was so nervous and so uncomfortable being asked these questions. He absolutely was. It's all about that body positioning, the way that is when he's sitting, and as you said, pointed out there, he's at it. He's at it big time. He knows exactly what's going on. And talking about the illegal migration crisis as well, trying to pull the wool over our eyes and state that, oh yeah, things are being done. 35,000 people have been deported. Has anyone actually seen this evidence of 35,000 people being deported? I've not seen this. All I see is 400 people a day, on average, come over into this country illegally on small boats. And we're seeing the migrant crisis in terms of the hotels. So I don't know what he's kidding on, and I don't know what he's trying to do, gaslight and lie in front of Donald Trump. But someone certainly needs to go and speak to him face to face and say, that guy is at it. Call him out, Trump. Call him out. I know it's a part of the bigger picture. I understand that it's a part of the bigger picture, that he's got to keep him on side and all of these kind of things. He's got to keep Starmer close and give him a few compliments if he would do what he says. However, some of these things, and just say it how it is. Just say the UK is a shithole and say that you're being invaded. He can tell. He knows it. And he knows that nothing's being done about it. I do want to see this 35,000 deported migrants. I've not seen anything to suggest that. We've seen a video of about 6 people on a flight. That's all we've seen from the Labour government. There is no 35,000 people. Or at least I can't see anything. And I would love to be proven wrong. Someone give me the proof as to where this 35,000 people have been deported from. Bonkers. Starmer is a friend of Sadiq Khan. He is a very poor choice in friends. Generally, the quality of friends saying more about your character than anything else. I agree with that, Steve, to be fair. As if. How are they friends? What the heck have they got in common? Sadiq Khan is a nasty, nasty, nasty piece of work. And actually, I detest Sadiq Khan more so than I do Keir Starmer. And British Stand have done a lot of, slamming Starmer over the last year, but Sadiq Khan is the worst of the worst, and it's good to see Donald Trump isn't swaying his opinion anytime soon, because he knows what he's like. He's had a back and forth with him. He's an evil, evil man. I hate Sadiq Khan. Horrible, horrible bloke. Diane Abbott must be doing the maths. Yeah. Hey, Ross Birch, you're the son. I love this quote. You're the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. It's very true. It is actually very, very true. So Keir Starmer hangs around with Sadiq Khan, a friend. It's a horrible bloke. Absolutely horrible. Banana says his facial expressions give him away when he lies. If you look closely at his face, when you will, his lips move. That's him lying. What a lying snake. Absolutely. I can't believe he just had the audacity to just plain face lie in front of the whole world, in front of the President of the United States. Reggie the Pug says, oh my God, he looks so uncomfortable. He shows what is running our country. He's not a leader. He's not a leader with a backbone anyway, let's put it that way. But I would like to see, I understand you've got to be diplomatic. I understand where Trump is. But I would like him to, I would love the day where he calls out. I like what J.D. Vance did. I wish J.D. Vance was there. as well. You know, JD Vance is, I think, not to say Trump isn't clued up, of course he is, but he's obviously focusing in his own nation. Do you know what I mean? He hasn't really probably taken too much notice on what's happening in UK affairs, but JD Vance certainly seems like he's got his finger on the pulse a little bit and called him out about it. So I would love JD Vance to be there. But yeah. I'm still waiting in this live chat to see if anyone's got the proof of the 35,000. Yeah, I don't think anyone's seen it. I don't think anybody has seen it. How many people have we got watching right now? We've got quite a few people watching. 2 secs. Yeah, about nearly 2,000 people watching, and no one's seen these 35,000 illegals being deported. It's a joke. It is a joke, seriously. Let's have a little look here again. Priscilla says, Trump knows all right what's going on. He's not daft like Starmer. But I would like him to call it out. Just say, I know your country is being taken over in mass migration and mass illegal immigration. We see the stats every single day. No. I do like Trump. I like what he's all about. Despite certain things that have come out recently. Bab says, I wish he would pull him up on his lies. I don't think we're ever going to see that, to be fair. I would love to as well, to be fair. That would be absolutely unbelievable viewing. They might have refused 35,000, but they haven't deported any or very few. You just have to look at the migrant hotels that we've got currently there. They're all there, coming over on small boats. So that's a good place to start. So if they deport 35,000 people so easily, why the heck are they not? Why the heck are them individuals still there? Why have we still got the use of hotels if they're so effective at deporting? Charlotte says, Trump always says kind things about a nation's people. It's wonderful leadership quality. Should bring up Lucy Connolly. Now, unfortunately, you've got to understand, the people that do get into these positions, they would have had their questions vetted. Of course they would have. So there'll be certain questions they won't be allowed to ask. You've got to remember, nothing's ever freestyle in the whole world of politics. Even in Prime Minister's questions, you know, those questions are vetted first. They all have a script. Keir gets to see the questions before, then answers them. So that's always been the case since the start of time. Tin Jug says, need more promotion of Ant Middleton. Now, I don't really know how London works in terms of the mayor or about the mayor role. I know that Sadiq Khan's been voted in 3 times on the trot, 3 terms. However, we're having a conversation today. Do you think, as London is the capital city of a country, do you think that the whole country should be allowed to vote on who is the mayor of London, just because it sets the principle for the whole country? Now, again, that's, I suppose, a conflicting opinion, but do you think that should be the case? We had a conversation about that today. Oh, and in fact, guys, just as we sign off here, ladies and gentlemen, we recorded our first British Stand podcast today. And yes, it's me and another co-host, which we'll be introducing very, very soon. We're just going to be doing a podcast maybe a week, talking around things that have happened. It's not in the usual place. It's in a proper studio and stuff. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that going out, I think, tomorrow. And we'll try and get some guests and maybe bring in a new call-in show, so you guys can, of course, have your thoughts and opinions and bring them up through the call. It'd be absolutely amazing. But yeah, guys, thank you for tuning in. Do let me know your thoughts on this whole ordeal with Keir Starmer lying and being confronted on illegal immigration and, of course, the free speech in front of Donald Trump. And also let me know your thoughts on Sadiq Khan getting absolutely roasted. Love that. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to check out our new I'm Not Far Right t-shirts. Good collection, britishstand.com. Link is in the description. Yeah, we really appreciate all the support and would love to see them being worn on these protests. But yeah, thank you guys, and I'll see you next time.
We have released our new I'm Not